All right, we're live here for all those people that say we don't work out on Sunday mornings.
Come on, look.
I'm very sensitive to those comments, so I put in my work.
I'm not as good as you, though, Tom.
Yeah.
Personification of training. What's that on your shirt?
X-Men.
Oh, that's X-Men.
I'm going comic book geek today.
Go X-Men.
And a nod to HBO because I feel they need the moral support.
Is that because of Superfly 3?
Yes.
Coming up?
September 8th, Superfly 3.
And HBO pay-per-view, right?
Yes. That'll be September 15th. Back-to-back weekends.
September 8th in LA at the Forum and September 15th in Las Vegas. That's a great West Coast trip for all the hardcore boxing fans.
I'm going to be a busy man.
You know,
I'm going to be a happy man, though.
Smellies wants to know what you ate for breakfast. You seem more active today, he says.
Half a banana and coffee.
We got a new
With some
spot.
kind of ketogenic, like,
we got a new spot for breakfast now, right? Dave, we got Teddy's Cafe.
Teddy's Cafe, Pico and Bundy.
Yeah. And JP, you had a great pick last night with Rosales.
Starting the day with the Nicaraguan flag.
Oh, there you
Bandera de Nicaragua, Christopher Rosales. We said it last week.
He did better for you than Don Trella did.
He did a lot better. Thank you, Christopher Rosales, a badass.
JP, let me
Knockout,
ask
body shot.
you, did you predict Rosales by knockout?
I did, but I thought it'd be late in the fight.
He did.
I'm impressed,
JP
man.
was very confident in that pick.
You know, I thought it was
going into the guy's hometown. He's like Usyk.
Back-to-back fights.
Rosales went to Japan, knocked out Higa.
That was a good pick. I got to thank Scalia again because he did not waver.
Ryan Scalia
He did not waver on Rosales, and he called T.J. Doheny versus Iwasa.
Wow. He knows all those.
Scalia is the king of the hipsters.
He knows a lot about these underground fights, but Rosales is not underground anymore. Rosales is going to be mainstream.
No, Rosales is going to headline Superfly 5.
He's awesome.
That's my prediction.
You know what I love about him? He doesn't go to show up. He goes to win wherever he fights. In other people's country, he goes for the knockout.
And he's not afraid.
Yeah.
And he said he doesn't run like Canelo? Is that what you said?
He does not run
he
like
actually, He actually went for the knockout. Canelo's predicting a knockout, so he actually went for the knockout.
Tom, we're 27 days away now? We're within a month.
Just under 30 days.
Just under 30 days.
Samir has, till Thursday here in LA?
Thursday here, then I'm going back to Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan?
Yeah. But don't forget about the August 26th, the public workout. Triple G Canelo.
That's right. Both guys will be at the same event. Doug Fisher, that's the first time both guys will be at the same event promoting the fight.
Maybe we needed a little more of this, but it's not too late.
I'll tell you, a lot of, as soon as we posted those 30-day weigh-in photos, then it sparked a lot of interest. I think a lot of fans.
I like this.
A lot of fans that got burned by Canelo when he canceled the last fight. They had their flights, they had their hotel rooms, they bought their fight tickets, and I think a lot of them were holding off. But we saw a lot of interest since that 30-day weigh-in photo.
I like that both guys were basically at the super middleweight.
At the same weight, yeah. Well,
an entire month
Canelo
out.
was 1 pound lighter. He was 167.4.
That's good. That lets you know
Triple
people
G,
are training.
168.3.
They're eating right. They're training right. Yeah. They're seriously motivated.
And what was
for this
Canelo for the first fight?
He was over 170, I think.
I don't know.
Generally speaking, Gennadi's opponents are over 170 pounds
typically,
at the 30-day weigh-in.
Even
the welterweights,
quote-unquote welterweight.
Right.
Brooke was significantly higher than Triple G.
Sure, yeah. He's usually the lighter of the two, so I like this. This is good. This is good.
JP got distracted over here by the pole vault pit.
Well, sounds like he did well.
Blue skies here for everyone watching internationally here in Santa Monica. How's the weather in Kazakhstan right now, Samir?
I'm hearing it's pretty hot, so it's as hot as here, I think.
Which
is normal for summer for my city.
Doug, you didn't see Jennings, did you? Someone asked
Jennings.
about what it, but
ask any questions they got.
JP,
ask us anything.
JP knows it.
Hey, JP.
Yeah.
We
JP has a rather pointed opinion on the
question.
commentary, I believe.
Oh yeah.
Not so much.
How was that?
Let me ask you, what did you think about Andre Ward?
All right, so Christopher Rosales gets the thumbs up of the week. The thumbs down of the week. Andre Ward on ESPN commentary last night. Actually, not on commentary during the fight, but they'd throw it up to the booth after the fight. Totally disrespectful of Alexander Demetrenko, who's not great but gave a huge effort. Knocked down Jennings, was right in the fight through.
Was it a legitimate knockdown? I didn't see that.
It was a legitimate, huge right hand, fighting in the other guy's country.
No, it was a weird. No. It was
Legitimate
See,
thing.
Coach loves Andre Ward, so
Coach
he's going
loves
to defend.
Andre
He's going to
Ward.
defend
I
Andre.
love him.
Loves Andre
But he
Ward.
was good.
Andre Ward disrespecting Dimitrenko,
don't think so.
saying, quote, he didn't even act like he wanted to be here all night. When he dropped the guy, fought hard for 8 rounds, he got knocked out. It was an early stoppage. Andre Ward, very disrespectful.
Melody says the knockdown was legitimate.
Oh, Coach.
No,
right
no.
there.
But Dimitrenko was a little bit
it was
short of heart on occasion.
Short of heart, yes. But he tried. But
There's
Coach,
one time where he was in the locker room and like he fainted and he didn't come out.
He didn't.
They had to cancel
Well, he
the.
cringes and clinches.
Shouldn't laugh, but they had
He
to cancel.
cringes
The,
and
But I
they
thought
had to cancel the
he
fight.
has good skills, though. The other guy.
Dimitrenko.
Yeah.
Dimitrenko, he's
Well,
a
yeah,
big
I
guy.
amateur background.
Physically, he's very
he's good.
imposing.
And he showed more passion though when the fight got stopped
I agree with that.
than when the fight was going on. He was lucky the ref stopped it. I thought it was a quick stoppage.
That I do agree with.
But that last punch, wow, that uppercut.
Jennings,
Oh, it was
good
beautiful.
uppercut.
But I don't know where Jennings is going.
I don't know.
I like him.
Heavyweight division now. You know, you got what? We got Fury and Wilder. We got Povetkin and Joshua. So
How much did
it's
Jennings
opening
weigh,
up a
maybe?
little bit.
Well, Jennings is very small, but that guy was huge. But Jennings has pretty good skills, a lot of heart. I was hoping he would fight in the inside more because he was letting that guy.
Melodies
lay
also
hands.
thinks the ref should have given him a count. So it was a
Absolutely,
quick
he just
stoppage.
dove over him like that.
Was that an Atlantic City stoppage?
Atlantic City stoppage.
Yeah.
Atlantic City
No,
stoppage.
I disagree with that. No, this is.
So you like the commentary and you like the stoppage.
The stoppage was quick, but they saved the guy. I mean, he was going to take a beating, and that last punch was a killer
Especially
punch.
heavyweights.
Yeah,
At
and I
heavyweights.
thought Andre Ward. Hey, you can't agree with every single thing he says, but the guy's
This is why you have no sponsorships, Coach. You got the black shirt going again.
Oh, yeah. I'm just in discussions with Andre Ward
Oh yeah, there you
about
go.
promoting me. Yeah, because I'm the only guy that likes
El
it.
Sweet
true.
Science from the UK is flying
Yeah.
out to see Triple G and Canelo fight
Where is he coming from?
from the UK. Oh, you didn't
From
say.
the UK, huh?
Speaking of flying, Tom, you just landed from, just came from LAX.
Oh yeah.
Straight
I can't
was
believe
up.
you did
Straight
that.
to the
I was
track.
up. You wanna take over as the? Yeah, I have my. This is another version of the Triple G shirt, but we were up at the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame. Shout out to Rich Murata, Michelle Corrales, Lewis. All the guys up there. Kevin Kelly got inducted, the first fighter that I ever worked with. Remember,
Yeah,
Doug?
you managed him when
Mark
I first
Too
met you.
Short Johnson.
That was your main guy, along with Obakar,
Obakar,
the
yeah.
welterweight contender.
And
And
ironically,
Shane Mosley.
3 fighters that I worked with. Kevin Kelly was the first fighter.
Yeah.
Shane Mosley, who I got the
You worked
title
with him?
fight for on HBO against Philip Holiday.
Yes, that was the
So we put that
IBF
together.
lightweight title
So
shot.
Shane was there last night, and Layla Ali. We did 2 fights for Layla. One on the show with Vladimir Klitschko at the Madison Square Garden, and one when she fought in Berlin when her father was there, getting a humanitarian award in Germany. So
That's
he was
incredible.
there in Berlin, and he was there at the Garden.
Wow, time
supporting her.
flies.
So all 3.
That's
of
like
those-
20 years ago.
Yeah,
This
no,
stuff.
it was a
These
great
guys
event.
were all active.
Great
yeah.
event last night.
And
Was
Mark
at Caesar's Palace.
Too Sharp Johnson was there last night.
Mark Johnson's the one that he's the one that gave the speech for Kevin Kelly to Brewster, Layman Brewster, the guy that had that famous fight with Vladimir Klitschko. He's the one that gave the speech for
I picked him.
for Layla Ali.
The only guy.
Yeah, no, they were great speeches last night.
Yeah.
They were really good speeches.
And
Those are
Todd
great folks.
Todd DeBuff got
Todd
inducted.
DeBuff, who's a really smart guy. He's really smart. I mean, Bob Arum lucked out with Todd DeBuff. He did.
I think Todd DeBuff learned from the best.
No, he did. No.
And not
You
just
say-
and not
you
just
say
not just
Todd-
Bob. I mean, like Bruce Trampler
Yeah.
and even
No, he
like
said
Lee
that. He thanked all
Samuels
those guys,
and
yeah.
all
Every
these
one of them,
guys.
yeah.
He's around.
Mike
He's
Heitner,
surrounded
the
by Hall of
attorney,
Famers.
yeah.
Carl Moretti.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Carl Moretti's he's a Hall of
Even,
Fame
even Brad
matchmaker.
Jacobs is,
Brad Jacobs. He's
Jacobs
headed to
used
the Hall of
run
Fame as a matchmaker.
USA
Yeah.
Today.
You
I mean,
learn.
not USA Today. Tuesday
Yeah.
Night Fights. USA
Right.
Tuesday Night
Oh,
Fights.
Doug Jacobs, right?
No.
Brad Jacobs.
Brad Jacobs,
Brad
right?
Jacobs,
Brad
yeah.
Jacobs.
Yep.
I was thinking Brad Goodman.
Brad Goodman's there
Yeah,
also.
who's
Yeah.
a trampler understudy with the matchmaking. But you're right, Brad Jacobs, right? Absolutely. These guys are all Hall of
And
Fame
you know,
worthy boxing people.
Bob Arum saved all their lives
Probably.
when he got him off the plane that crashed.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
in Big Bear, yeah.
Yeah, he's the
I was
guy.
I was
Big
in
Bear,
there.
yeah. They
That was
flew
a
from-
that was
they
a
flew from
an
Las
Oscar de
Vegas.
la Hoya media day.
Lee
And they-
Samuels
Yeah.
was on the plane. Royce
Yeah.
Fuhr from Las
Yes.
Vegas.
And they still
Sure.
had
Favorites.
the the press conference that day.
Yes, they did.
Afterward, that's
The show
incredible.
must go on.
Bob doesn't miss a beat up there.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's why he's going strong at 86.
That guy.
Ernie Shavers got inducted last night.
Wow, one of
Was
the
he
best
there?
punchers in
He was there,
heavyweight
yeah,
history.
He was there. Ernie Shavers was there.
Wow.
When will the
Eddie Mustafa
undercard?
Muhammad was there last night.
Yeah.
What's that?
Sweet Science asking, when will the undercard of Canelo Triple G2 be announced?
I think we're going to make the official announcement either tomorrow or Tuesday. So Chocolatito is definitely on the show.
Yep.
September 15th. He's going to fight Moises Fuentes
Yep, that's a good fight.
from Mexico.
Jaime Munguia might be on there.
Munguia is on the show.
Might fight the tough guy from Canada, Brandon Cook, but that's not official. None of this is official yet.
Not,
of course,
not
Lemieux,
officially announced,
O'Sullivan,
but,
they're working on that.
Lemieux and O'Sullivan, Spike O'Sullivan, Golden Boy can
That's
make
a
that
scrap.
fight. That's a great fight. So that's a great undercard. All
That's
three
a
of those
scrap.
guys. All three of those
That's a
fights
great
are,
fight.
Isn't
We have
that?
are really
we
good.
have women giving out their cell phone numbers here in the chat.
Wow, that's for
Good.
you, Tom.
Good.
Just saying, we can come back later to that.
Or maybe for you, Dave.
Might be for Dave.
Yeah,
Is
might
Dave
be,
out of
might
town?
be for the coach.
It's definitely not for JP. We know that. So what other topics do we got? It seems like normally we have.
Well, what do you
so
think?
We had all
what
the
were your
fights.
thoughts on? Did you see Tyson Fury's
I saw
sparring
the ring
session?
entrance. I saw the ring entrance came into Sweet Home,
Home,
Alabama.
Not bad.
And look, Fury is an entertainer.
He
If
is.
nothing else, he's an entertainer. He did that Ali corner.
Yeah, he did.
Shuffle.
That was it. Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Bobbing and weaving, and he's got a lot of fan support. So that's a guy that's really maximized whatever abilities he's got in the ring. Look,
Yeah.
he's a big guy. He's fast.
He's not athletic at all, but he's
But
a
he's
good
got
ring general.
When he's in shape, he's got good foot speed. He's
Yes.
got good hand speed, and he's got a long jab. And
You know what's
he's
most
not afraid to
important?
fight.
That's it.
He's
Hey,
not afraid
He's
to
got
fight.
confidence.
Yeah.
He's not nervous.
Unlike some those
And he can.
that,
and he can
Tom
beat
Tom
anyone.
took me on the
defensive,
spot.
that defensive guy.
Hey, I don't have any questions today, but I have something I want to ask.
Okay.
So,
By the way, props to Bernie Barmacel for stumping me last week, asking me about the opponents that
12
Foreman
dudes.
fought in.
Oh, yeah.
The
In
Foreman
Canada.
fights 5. He fought
Yeah.
5
Yeah.
guys at the same time, and I'll tell you why that's brilliant. Because I'm one of these nerds that reads record books, and I've got like a photographic memory for the records. Like I will remember like the
the
record the
names.
fighter had
Yeah.
at the time of his retirement.
And
I
even
recognize
the
names
birth
and the
dates
years.
as a coach has
Yeah.
tested you.
See,
yeah.
but the birthday recall is often I start with the record,
the name and then
right, and then I kind of work backwards and try to figure out the age. But Foreman Fights 5, those weren't sanctioned bouts; those were exhibitions. They're not on any of his records.
Oh, okay. So that's
If you go to
so
BoxRec, it's
yeah,
not
so
on there.
Bernie-
If you go, that was smart.
Bernie tricked you.
Yeah, that was
Bernie
really
was there
smart.
last
Like
night.
those
Bernie
aren't
was
written
up there
down.
at the
Yeah,
end of the
so
Hall
that
of
was
Fame
that was
last
good.
night.
Shout
That
out
was
to
good.
Bernie.
And
Yeah.
Coach pointed out a great thing. It's like those guys were considered like ham and eggers at the time, but they fought. They fought badasses. They fought Hall of Famers. They were like
all the good
solid
guys.
guys, actually.
so
Right.
here's my question. This is about Eugene Hart, his
Eugene
dad,
Hart.
Jesse
okay,
Hart's
so
dad.
Jesse Hart's father. Yeah.
Yeah. What was his nickname?
Eugene Hart. He was a Philadelphia, one of those all those Philadelphia fighters.
Jesse
had-
Hart's the guy that fought last night.
Yeah, they all had like cool nicknames, like Willie the Worm Monroe.
And they all fought each other.
They all fought each other too, and Marvin Hagler got in that mix. So then you had Willie the Worm Monroe, and then you
And
had
how about Bobby? Bobby Watts?
Boogaloo Watts,
Yeah.
Bobby Boogaloo Watts. I don't know where you get the Boogaloo
Yeah.
from. Maybe. And
what
so
was Eugene?
Hart, Cyclone.
You got it.
Cyclone
No.
Hart. So I have to imagine he was out there
that was a
scrapping,
good
right?
name.
Now here's one.
If Hurricane or Cyclone's
Cyclone,
your
yeah.
nickname, you got to come out there and
Okay.
Tijuana Tornado.
Yeah.
I like
One of
Cyclone.
Steve Kim's monikers. Yeah, that stuck. Yeah.
So who trained Cyclone Hart?
Who trained Cyclone Hart?
Philly
Was
trainer.
he a Philly trainer?
Leon
No,
Taps.
no,
No?
not
Was
a
it
Philly trainer?
not a
New
Philly
York-
trainer?
New York trainer.
A New York trainer, huh? Wow. Was he
Real
an old
famous.
timer?
Yeah.
Was he old? Like even by that time he was considered old? It wasn't Ray Arcel, was it?
No.
No?
In
Was
that
it
class though?
in that class, huh?
And it wasn't Cuss.
Yeah.
Customato.
Customato. No
Yeah.
shit. I didn't know that.
You mean I got a question away from
Oh,
from Doug?
yeah.
Okay. What was okay? So you know all the records, right?
Oh, Evander Holyfield was there last night also.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw
Evander
pictures of
was there.
Holyfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you
And Chris
know-
Bird.
Chris Bird
Chris
was
Bird
there.
was
Oh,
there.
Chris first.
In fact, Evander's the one that gave the speech to induct Chris Bird because they actually fought each other.
Yeah, Bird
Hey,
outprinted
Chris
him.
Bird,
Chris-
he was
Chris
at your
is one of those
fights.
guys that he gave the whole story about how he had an Olympic silver medal,
Yep.
but nobody wanted to work with him, and
Right.
so he figured I have to go to heavyweight to
Yes.
make any money.
Now, what weight
And-
class did he
and
win
fought
his
all the big
silver
guys.
medal in?
He fought, I think he fought Valuev, he fought Vitaly Klitschko, he fought
He
Vladimir
fought both
Klitschko
Klitschko's.
twice.
He fought Ike Ibiabuchi.
Right.
He fought.
Like
he
Murderers Row.
fought. Yes, murderers. He fought David Tua,
Yeah.
a motivated, in
He wasn't
shape
afraid.
David
Chris
Tua.
Bird wasn't afraid.
Who
Yeah,
was in
fighting
Chris
these guys.
Bird's corner?
It wasn't it his father.
And
His mother.
his mother.
Yeah.
That's
And-
crazy.
Pretty rare.
And
So
who else?
Joe,
The whole
Joe
family
Bird,
fought.
right?
Yes.
Think
And
of
who
Joe
else
Bird,
fought
see?
in the family?
His sister.
Sister.
Yeah, she was
That's what I
good.
remember.
Yeah.
She had that one big fight.
Did she?
Can't remember.
I don't
It was
know.
on
They
TV.
could all
It was
fight.
on TV.
They could all
Hey,
fight.
Chris Bird's the best.
Yeah.
And a
He
nice
is-
guy. Likable
Really
guy.
Oh,
great
beautiful
guy.
man.
Yeah.
You know,
He just had a birthday.
Happy birthday.
He did. He just had a
Hey,
birthday.
that was a
Question for Tom.
star-studded.
Yeah, there was a lot of people up there.
You know, when they
I
used
know
to
I'm
have-
forgetting some people, but there was a lot of people
Yeah.
up
You
there.
know, when they used to have the thing at in L.A.,
Morning, Jacob.
the first World Boxing
Yeah.
Hall of Fame. Not when
Yeah.
at the beginning they had it at the Marriott
Yeah.
at the LAX. You'd walk in there,
Yeah.
and there'd be Emil Griffith
Yeah.
and Carmen
Carmen
Basilio,
Basilio,
and
Gene
Bubba
Fulmer.
Olsen,
Yeah.
and
Oh, yes.
every one of
Alexis.
these guys.
Hey, and
Not-
great
not
ones,
Lexington,
right? Great
but,
ones from South America and Central America too.
Yeah.
You know who I met? I met all those guys, but I also met some of the greatest Thai fighters.
Palomino, Carlos Palomino.
Oh,
would
Palomino
come
was
to
always
play.
he was
there,
there
yeah.
last night.
No, but he would always go.
He would go to those things, yeah. Oh, I met Ismael Laguna before
Yeah.
he died.
So, question,
Panama
Tom.
grade.
When Blue Chip versus Josh Taylor date and venue will be
That's
announced?
a good question. We're still waiting on that. Either late October, early November. It looks like. But that's a great fight, right, Doug? That's a great matchup for that.
Oh my gosh!
That's a
It's-
deep.
I tell you
that's
what,
a deep pool.
Taylor can't afford to sleep on Blue Chip because I know Taylor has been matched aggressively
Yeah.
from his pro debut. Really,
Yeah.
I mean, he was fighting for like the British title and the Commonwealth
he's got
titles
12
before he
fights
had
or
10
something
fights.
like that?
He's only got 12 fights, but you know, he fought Victor Postol.
Yeah.
He fought that O'Hara Davies guy
Yeah,
who was
sure.
a hot prospect
Sure.
domestically in the UK. So, you know, but he can't afford to think of like Ryan Martin as like a lower seed or
A
whatever.
lot of people are underestimating
Yeah.
Ryan Martin. Who was underestimated, coach, in the Super 6 tournament?
Andre
That
Ward.
My man,
168-pound
my
tournament.
man.
Andre Ward.
Yeah.
And that tournament made his career.
Yeah,
because
no one gave him a chance.
Dan Goosen got him in there, worked it so he didn't have to go internationally.
Yep.
So I think Ryan Martin has a
Also,
lot
Dan
of similarities.
Goosen insisted that Jermaine Taylor be one of the fighters in there because he had envisioned sort of a passing of a torch
Right.
between two
And Jermaine had those
Olympians.
medical issues, right?
Yeah,
in
but
that
but
tournament.
he wouldn't have okayed Andre Ward to participate in the Super 6 if another well-known American wasn't part of it,
Right.
and he insisted on Jermaine Taylor. And if you recall, Taylor right before the Super 6 was made had been knocked out by Carl Frost.
That's right.
But they put him in there anyways. I asked Dan, well, what would you have done if Showtime said, no, we're not going to mess with Taylor? He's not marketable or whatever. He just got mad. For whatever reason, he said his move would have been to take Andre to light heavyweight and have him fight Glenn Johnson. That was the plan.
So you're saying
y'all learning something.
So you're saying Andre Ward was really a light heavyweight.
He was ready to
the
go
whole
to. He
time.
could have
Is that
gone to
what
light
you're saying?
heavyweight back then.
Back then?
Absolutely.
You know, how about all Ward's fights for here?
Yes. No. It
In
was.
Oakland.
It was contractual for everybody
Oakland
else,
and, stuff
where they
like
had
he
to
fought,
travel.
Abraham and stuff.
Yeah,
like
they had to travel, but Andre didn't
Where,
leave
where
the
Triple
U.S.
G holds the record at the StubHub Center.
Yeah.
Highest ticket sales.
Yeah.
But that's a similar I was making
And highest gate.
with Ryan Martin.
Yeah.
Has a similar opportunity like that. If he wins that
Yeah.
tournament, then he's
Big time.
Yeah.
right there.
So let me get back to Cyclone Heart.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
get to Cyclone.
What was his record?
Oh, I have no idea.
And let me ask you this: did he ever fight for a title?
Maybe not. He may not have. I don't think he
Never
did.
did,
No,
And
he
so,
was a contender.
okay, well, you're saying that you have a photographic memory.
Yeah, for some guys.
Not for Cyclone.
Well, not for Cyclone. Yeah,
Okay, but
unfortunately.
Cyclone,
yeah.
You should, he was there last night.
Yeah.
It's great to see. I mean, it looks good.
Oh, with his son, he was there.
Yeah.
And
But like you said, all those guys fight each other.
so he
The
fought.
Cyclone probably fought Monroe, probably fought Watts, probably fought Hagler.
Okay, so I'll
probably
give you
fought-
this.
Yeah.
He won his
Oh,
first.
bad Vinny Briscoe.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, all them dudes,
Marvin
man.
Hagler.
Yeah. Yeah, I said.
Oh, you
Hagler.
said?
Yeah.
Every one of those.
Yeah.
Okay, so his record 39 and 1 no decision.
31's 9 losses.
Yeah, it's not bad.
9 losses.
That's
Okay.
not bad at all.
Okay, tell me how many
For that
of
era.
the 30 he won by knockout, and how many of the 9 he got knocked out?
I'll say he was knocked out in 5 of the 9, and I'll say in his 30 wins, he had something like 24 or 25 knockouts.
He had 28 knockouts.
28.
Whoa!
He was a
Big
huge bomber.
Kill or be killed.
He got knocked out 8 times.
Oh, yeah, he was kill or be. He was a kamikaze. I'm gonna kill you, or you're gonna kill
He
me.
ran out of gas.
Yeah.
And so what happened was he won his first 20-some fights.
Sure.
And then.
And I'm sure Hagler knocked him out. I bet you Briscoe knocked him out. We're leaving out one of these other.
His first loss
one of these other
was a
Philadelphia
decision
middleweights.
loss.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Cyclone Hart
No.
out
Cyclone
of Philadelphia?
Hart.
That's Jesse Hart's father.
Oh yeah,
So
that's
let me
right.
see if we
Jesse
can-
Hart.
That was another pick that you
Entertaining
had.
fight.
Let's see if I
yesterday.
think you can get this one.
Okay.
Dougie.
Careful.
Oh, that's sharp.
Because that's what I'm saying. It's broken.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach. After this, we gotta wish someone well this weekend on their fight. After you say this.
You can do it now.
Okay. Our man, who's usually here, but I'm sure he's probably doing press and on the way to Canada.
Chris Van
Chris
Heerden.
Van Heerden.
Heerden.
Yeah.
Chris,
is fighting?
good luck
Yeah.
this weekend.
Next
The
Saturday in Toronto.
Semifinals.
Who's he fighting?
I have it right in front of me. In
Brad
fact,
Solomon? Or he's fighting
Frederick
the other-
Lawson
Oh, Frederick Lawson.
and Brad Solomon's fighting Francisco Santana.
Chia
Santana, who pulled a big upset in the
Chia
first
Santana
round.
From here from
Yes.
from Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara.
And
yeah.
Chia Santana pulled one of the upsets of the year in the first round. So good luck, Chris Van Heerden, who told me on the track a few weeks ago, you don't have to wish me luck, I'm going to win it, my man.
Yeah.
So good luck, Van
I'm
Heerden,
gonna win it, boss.
in Toronto. And the other fight this week for people to keep an eye on, because the winner might fight Lomachenko, is Ray Beltran versus Pedraza
All right.
with Isaac Dogbo on the undercard.
Okay, yeah, that's in Arizona.
Sugar Ray Beltran.
Sugar Ray Beltran.
Yeah, I'm
Send
picking.
Who was at your fights?
Yeah. And who?
And Dogbo's fighting a tough Japanese veteran.
Tough.
Yeah, real tough.
Aging, but tough.
Oh, yeah, he's like pushing 40.
Pushing
Speaking
40.
of
Otake,
Japanese,
right?
Take.
speaking of Japanese veterans, isn't that one of your fights you're looking forward to?
Absolutely.
Ioka versus.
Ioka.
Arroyo.
I wanted to ask you about this because Ioka Arroyo, we're still waiting on the odds.
Wait, on which show is that on?
This is gonna be Superfly.
And that's the first fight of the triple
Three
header.
fights.
If
That's gonna be the first one?
If that's the first fight,
Wow.
you know the other two fights.
That's
are
my
gonna be
main
great.
event, but we
that's
got
the
3
opening
main
bout?
events.
That's the opening bout.
I
yeah.
think the all Filipino bout's gonna kick ass.
Now, I'm glad you brought that up.
Nietes,
Yeah.
Nietes
Because
and
folks are
Paltes,
sleeping
another,
on that.
Another
I
great fight.
wanted to bring this fight up because I saw a picture, Tom, that
Yeah.
you took yesterday or during the week, and it was posted yesterday, of you with Nietes and his
Yeah.
opponent. How do you pronounce his last name?
Palate.
Okay.
Ashton
This
Palate.
guy's
This guy's
huge.
big.
Palate's
So-
huge
And
young.
Nietes is moving up.
So before the odds makers make the odds for this, might want to take a look at this kid.
Yeah.
This is
That's
not a
easy
gimme.
fight.
And he's
Because
motivated.
that's a vacant title,
Yeah.
and both it's number one fighting number two, so those guys have to fight each other.
When I saw this photo, I said, I got to bring this up to Tom. This is not a gimme. This guy is huge.
And we're having at the
Huge.
Philippine community on August 25. I think
Yeah.
that's next Saturday. We're having both Nietes. We're gonna post all the
You
information.
pronounce his name Paleste?
Palate.
Palate.
So Palate and Nietes will be at that event together. We're gonna have at the
It's huge, Doug.
Azteca Boxing Gym. We're gonna have Estrada
I'll be
and
there.
Orokuda Sunday of Fight Week. So
Oh,
we
good.
got some great events for Superfly 3.
I love Estrada.
Hey
I think
JP,
he's just one-
who,
I think
who
he's
do you
one of the
like in
best
the
fighters in the
Beltran
game.
fight?
Very
So
good.
this may surprise people, but I was talking. Well, first of all, the odds are out.
Let me tell you, I'm picking Pedraza.
I'm with you, Coach. And let me tell you why.
like Beltran.
Let me tell you why. The odds are actually even.
You got Pedraza over Beltran?
I'm gonna pick the upset. I'm going with Coach and Pedraza.
I'll get him too.
I'm not super confident about the pick. It is a pick 'em fight.
Yeah.
But my reasoning is I didn't like the way Beltran finished the last few
Oh, yeah,
fights.
yeah.
He's having
He's
a tough
struggling.
time with the cuts.
Face is falling
A lot of
apart.
wear and tear.
Yes.
And
the other guy's
was
the wrong style
was the
for
kid
him.
who's
Yeah.
the kid married to Hannah Gabriel's? Brian Vasquez.
Yeah.
I thought might have beat Beltran. That was
Sure.
very tough.
Yeah.
Very tough fight
Beltran
down the stretch.
struggles.
So I'm going to go with Pedraza, but I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't bet a lot on this either way. But I'm going with Coach, going with Pedraza and the upset over Beltran.
See that?
I would go big on it.
Yeah, there you go. Coach is confident.
That'll be a bit of a bummer, but
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, he got his title. Yeah,
He had his run.
yeah, a lot of wear and tear.
Yeah.
A lot
And
of
he got the
miles on
strap.
that
He got the
helmet.
strap he wanted.
He did.
so.
He got it. You know, at the end of the day,
But let's be saying that
and he should have had it when he fought Ricky Burns.
but Pedraza has his own issues too. He gets hit a lot too. So this
Oh yeah, no.
going to be a good
I've
fight.
never been blown away by Pedraza.
So it'll be a good fight.
Seems like a nice
Yeah,
bloke,
yeah.
as the Brits would
Yeah.
say.
It'll
Nice
be a good
chap.
fight. It'll
Yeah.
be a good fight. So that'll be ESPN this week. Fox Sports has a card Friday night with Jamal James, who's had a couple good wins.
He's good. He's out of Minnesota.
Out of
He's like
Minnesota.
a ridiculously tall welterweight.
Yeah, and they're going to
I
bring
like him.
Caleb Truax back on the undercard. Whoever
Love
loves.
Caleb.
Who's
Great
he fighting?
guy.
Who's Truax
I'm
fighting?
not sure who Truax is fighting. I'll pull it up right now. But I know Jamal James is on the
Caleb's
undercard.
the best.
Caleb Truax, they're bringing back against Fabio Pena. We got Jamal James on the card, and Willie Monroe's supposedly on the card.
Willie Monroe.
So, Willie
Former
Monroe
Triple G
Jr.
opponent.
Yeah. So those are the
Willie
fights.
Monroe
this
actually won that ESPN tournament, that Boxino.
Boxino.
Yep. See, Doug knows.
week. Doug, there's one other fight I should bring up.
And he
to
looked
you.
great against Brian Vasquez. Not Brian Vasquez. Brian Vera from Texas. Yeah.
There's one other fight I should bring up to you. Tuesday, the end of August, the 28th. Wang Hang Menayothin, going for 51-0, going to
Oh,
break
yeah,
Floyd's
TBE.
record. Going to
He's-
break
I mean,
Floyd's record. I'm sorry if
you're
I'm mispronouncing the
If
name.
you're 51-0, you have to be considered the greatest ever.
GOAT.
Because it's all about wins and
TBE.
losses. Yeah, that's what it's all about. I don't care how great you are. If you have one loss, it just ruins the whole thing.
Doug is being sarcastic.
If you win, like
People,
200
Doug is being
fights,
sarcastic.
It's a
if you win
sarcasm, everyone.
if you win 210, 211 fights, but you have 10 losses, like Willie Pap, those losses erase
They
all
erase
of your,
all
all of it. Doesn't
all your
matter.
accomplishments.
It's got nothing to do with the quality of your opposition. It has nothing to do with what kind of fights the matchups produce. It has nothing to do with performance. It's just wins, losses.
What's your
And
prediction?
no draws either, people. So don't give me Finito Lopez. Don't talk about Ricardo Lopez. Yeah, he's 51-0, but there's that one after the O. That's a draw, and that ruins the whole 51. That's
What
just
about
the way
the
it
draw
goes.
last year from September 16th?
Yeah,
Triple
man.
G and Canelo.
See?
That was your guy.
See, Golovkin could have been an
Don
all-time
Trella.
great. He could have been an all-time great, but now
Yeah,
he's got
the
that
draw.
Hey,
He's
so
got a draw,
got
so
that
I'm
draw.
sorry.
Do we know our
I'm
judges
sorry.
yet? We'll know them pretty soon.
No, they're supposed to be this week.
This
Yeah.
week,
Supposed to be announced
people.
This
How
week.
about the ref?
Also,
that's the same thing.
this week, yeah.
Hey, so JP, what are the odds now on Triple G fight?
Okay, so Triple G is anywhere from -150 to -175. But there was an article this week on Forbes saying that
think you
these
got a
odds are
little
going to get
wrestler
closer.
here.
Yeah, but I tried to.
Tom, isn't that how wrestlers work on their neck,
Yep,
right?
that's
Remember
They-
that exercise?
they,
Yeah.
Strengthen their neck.
Yeah.
So I would expect that, there's going to be two-way action on this fight. A lot of the public's going to bet on Canelo. You should follow Johnny Wilds on Twitter. He has some
Right,
good
yep.
feedback on this fight. He's following it very
Johnny Wiles
closely.
comes to all the Hollywood fight nights.
All the Hollywood
Yes.
fight nights.
It
Great
looks
guy.
like breaking news. Next Hollywood Fight Night, Coach, is going to be October 30th. The
There
day
you
before.
go.
Oh,
Halloween!
Halloween! So we
Halloween.
can dress up,
Samir,
right?
fly out for
We're
it.
going to do a Halloween show.
All
So
right,
not only are we
cool.
going to have the 360 fight bonus.
Yeah.
Did you like that one?
Yes.
Fighters like
Oh,
that.
that's good. Yeah.
$360 fight bonus we're going to have for the bonus for the best costume of the night.
Oh, good. Good.
That's awesome.
Costume of the night.
Sure, Cynthia Conte is going to dress up
Sure.
as the host.
Yeah, I'm gonna come as Black Panther.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, it'll get kind of hot in that outfit. Maybe not.
I would
Maybe
come
I'll
as a
be,
Wolverine.
maybe I'll be
Cynthia,
the
don't
Falcon.
tell anyone the outfit. It's got to be a Halloween surprise. It's got to be a Halloween surprise.
Like Elvira.
Yeah. So Cynthia's gonna win.
She's going to win. Elvira.
There's
So
no doubt
October
about that.
30th. That's
what else,
awesome.
What else do we have coming up?
We got
besides,
24/7.
Oh yeah, 24/7 is I think this week.
I think so.
This week, and then
28th.
we're doing a Jim Lampley special
Oh, cool.
for that comes on after Superfight.
Now, will there be two
excellent.
24/7s?
Just 124.
Yeah.
One 24/7.
I
I thought it was
hear,
two part.
I hear the footage is turning out really good because both guys are pissed off at each other, and that comes across. That comes across in the 24/7.
Hate sells.
That's awesome.
Yeah, just have them be careful.
Well, controversy sells.
I think Canelo was pissed off at himself.
You know, I was looking at this morning. They were running one of the stations was running Canelo Chavez. Canelo looks like a different human being with
Yeah.
the weight he put on. However he put it on,
Yeah.
You
he
know,
looks
all
so
those
different.
beef tacos?
He
Yeah,
looks
beef.
so different from all those beef tacos. He looks so different in just a few years. I mean, really different.
Chavez
over it.
wasn't that long ago. We
Was
were
not
trying to
that
get the
big.
Chavez fight, and we couldn't make it.
Yeah.
Even though Bob Arum offered him, guaranteed him $7 million, and he said, if you lose, we'll guarantee you $5 million.
In the
So
next
$12 million. Anyway, so everyone that says about Triple G and his opponents, like if you don't take a photo, I know there was some contractual issues there, but I mean that's a perfect example. Whether it's Sturm, whether it's Sergio Martinez, whether it's Chavez, you know, there's only so much you can do to get these guys in there. Sergio, I think, gets a pass because he was like at the end of his career.
He was already old and damaged.
That would have been the perfect passing the torch.
Sure, that would have.
Sergio Martinez, great middleweight champion, fighting Triple G.
No, but the bottom line is that you guys overpaid all of his opponents
all
on HBO.
guys.
You guys came way out the pocket.
Matthew
Those guys were getting paid. Yeah, that was
he was
even
a top
money.
guy.
Right? You guys,
we paid him
parity.
exactly the same as the champion. And Lou DiBella, his promoter, got the first 2 slots on HBO.
Yeah.
So we actually
You had
paid
to make
him
a
more
lot of concessions.
I'm so excited about this fight because it really is legacy defining. I mean, if Canelo can beat Triple G, that will silence a lot of people. And if Triple G can knock out or defeat Canelo like everyone thought he won the first fight, that'll really define what he's done at middleweight for the last 10 years, you know?
Sure.
So this is going to be the one that, you know, sets the standard, and then we go on from there.
The great thing about this matchup is that
there are viable opponents that are working themselves out in the 160-pound
Yeah,
division for both guys.
154, but he's a huge 154
He can
pounder.
easily step up.
The winner of Spike O'Sullivan, Lemieux, he kind of regenerates.
That's a great comeback fight
himself.
for whoever
Jaime
loses.
Munguia is growing quickly.
Yeah.
No, but you know, we've got Jacobs fighting Derevianchenko.
Oh yeah, when and where is that fight, by the way? When the IBF stripped Triple G because the time frame
not quick enough.
And now,
Right.
what about all the extensions? About they're supposed to have a signed deal, but they haven't announced it. They don't know if they're going to Nassau Coliseum. They don't know if they're going to Madison Square Garden. They don't know if they're going in October, November.
Late November.
What's your opinion?
November
I know Steve's pretty outspoken about that IBF situation.
Well, I've been outspoken as well.
Have you asked him what's going on with that?
No, I haven't asked him about it. No.
All those East Coast writers seemed that they were so critical of Triple G and Derevianchenko. Now it's like, well, and I keep asking, well, when's that going to happen? No one seems to know.
They don't know. See, here's the thing. Everybody cared about Derevianchenko when he was a potential Triple G opponent.
That's when he got the
And
most
now that he's
publicity.
not fighting Triple G, they're like,
nobody's-
oh, wait, that's right. We didn't know who he was before, and we don't give a shit.
Right.
That's what it is. It's like now he's nobody again. So it's like, okay. But that tells you
and
something. That
Triple
tells
G-
you that why it was so stupid of them not to be patient. Because the thing is, if he was still a mandatory for that
He could have
IBF
been on the
belt,
show. He could have been on the September
could
show.
have been on the September 15th
And
undercard
then
and get that
He would have
exposure.
been the mandatory. Although,
And here's the thing.
there would have been a
Tom,
conflict between. That's the whole problem. It would have been a conflict between the IBF mandatory and the WC mandatory Charles.
So you wait longer. So freaking what? If you have to wait after
Triple G
the
waited 2
WBC
years
mandatory,
for
so
Stern.
what?
And,
Here's the thing. The bottom line is, you grow your name and reputation while you're waiting for Triple G, and when you get in there with Triple G, you can't lose as long as you make for a good fight.
when Triple G was
If it's a
mandatory,
draw, if it's a loss, you still win.
right.
You still win because you were in there with the pound for pound #1 guy with all the belts. If
It's
you
a
win, it's the
high-profile
hugest
fight.
payoff.
Right.
If you lose, well, so what? You lost to a future Hall of Famer.
Right.
Now he's in a
And you get
situation
paid
where he's
a
going
lot
to
more
fight
money.
and here's the thing: Triple G had a kind of style that was good for Derevianchenko. They're both bulls. They're both technical bulls. That's great. With Jacobs knows how strong Derevianchenko is. That's going to be hit and move. That's going to be switch hit, big dude doing this. You know,
Is
he's
he
going to
do
be
that
breakdancing
second-
in
is he gonna
there.
do that second day weigh-in this time?
This
He
time,
has
I think
to.
he'll have to do it.
Do it.
Which, by the way,
And
which,
just to
which
clarify,
means
it was
he won't-
contracted last time. Everyone
It
that says,
was.
well, he never wanted to fight for that IBF title. We had the rules meeting with the IBF the day before the weigh-in.
Yeah.
Everyone was supposed to show. No, right after the weigh-in, everyone was supposed to show up the next day. It was the IBF supervisor, it was Jacobs, and Triple G was supposed to show up. And then all of a sudden, we get a call 5 minutes before Jacobs is still sleeping.
He's still asleep.
And Steve
He's having
Kim said
breakfast.
that he was having breakfast and weighed like 10 pounds over the second day weight. But
And it was a smart move by him.
well, he went 12 rounds. He was the first one to go 12 rounds.
Yes, he was.
With under those circumstances.
But he's
Moral
never looked
victory.
the same since.
Yeah, he has not looked
Yeah.
the same since going 12 rounds.
Yeah, he looked. I thought even though he kind of fought off the back foot against Triple G, I thought he looked big and strong.
Those
He
two
hasn't
guys,
looked big
he
and
shoulda-
strong since then.
He should have beat
And
Arias.
yeah.
Or stopped Arias. He
Yeah.
should have stopped Zaleski.
Yeah, those weren't good style matchups.
What's your
for him.
prediction on Derevianchenko and Jacobs now?
I think Jacobs wins
Regardless of
12
when that
round
happens,
decision.
maybe it might happen 2019.
Here's the problem with that matchup. If you're in the corner on the side of Derevianchenko, the guy who's been training Derevianchenko is going to be in your opponent's corner. So a guy who's very intimately familiar with you is going to be with his main fighter, who's, you know, he's like the godfather of, you know what I mean? It makes sense. I'm not criticizing Jacob's trainer for staying with him, but I'm just saying if you're Derevyanchenko, that's a huge disadvantage. Just tactically speaking. They know, and they're used to him. They've sparred with him lots of rounds. They know what to do to negate him. And I just think they're going to fight that type of fight. That's what I'm expecting. But having said that, listen, was Derevyanchenko really worthy to challenge like the champ and Gennady Golovkin? Not really.
That's a whole nother
He's really, he shouldn't be the mandatory. He had one significant fight, and that was against a guy who's not that significant. Okay, Toriano Johnson, right? So it's like he's really only worthy of fighting for the vacant IBF belt. And it's okay. He's a legit top 10 contender, as Jacobs is, and that's what we need more of. We've got Billy Joe Saunders fighting Demetrius Andrade. We've got Murato's going to be fighting in October.
That one actually has an exact date. That's October 20th, isn't it?
Yeah, in Chicago, I believe.
Right.
Yeah. So it's good that the contenders are fighting each other, because the winners of these fights, these are viable, marketable opponents for both Triple G and Canelo. And that's good. The middleweight division's heating up, and it's good when the glamour divisions are hot. That's why it's great that Fury is willing to step in the ring with Deontay Wilder this year, because it just heats up that entire division, and heavyweight is a glamour division.
Someone asked about the pay-per-view numbers potentially for Wilder and Fury.
Not good. Wilder is, he fought once in the U.S. on NBC years ago, maybe 2013. People have seen him fight on various networks. Wilder fights on Showtime, and he's fought on network television a few times with the PBC. But they're not pay-per-view type guys in the U.S. Fury might be in the U.K. if he's matched tough enough, but I'm thinking the best they can do, maybe 400,000 pay-per-views. If they mark, see, here's the thing about those two, though, and it also depends on how they promote it. Like, are they going to go on a multi-city tour? Are they going to take that show on the road?
Billy Joe Saunders threw a chicken.
He helps.
Chicken story.
They should have Billy Joe Saunders accompany them and throw food at Wilder the whole time and get chased out of there. But that kind of stuff builds. That stuff goes viral. I'll say this:
Fury's going to put on his best promoter's hat.
That's what he is. He's a self-promoter, and Wilder's really good at that too. They're both kind of like pro wrestlers. Yeah. They've got that gift of gab. They've got that kind of game. Yeah. They'll whip up interest, even though style-wise, on paper, it might not be a pretty fight. It might not be that action. If Fury gets his way, it's not going to be an action fight. That's how he beats Wilder, stinking it out and frustrating him. But I think, it all depends on how they promote it. If they do the same sort of thing that they did for Mayweather and McGregor, where they go town to town and they make it public and they hold the press conferences in arenas and they make a big deal, I think they could maybe they could do better than 400,000. But if not, I'm thinking under 500,000.
It's the first time for both guys on U.S. pay-per-view.
That's right.
So it's unpredictable. It could do well.
It's first time for both guys.
It could do well, or it could go flat. So
that's right.
But I have a feeling Fury will figure out some way to
sure. He'll do something crazy, because he is crazy. And that's what I like about him. That's going to be his biggest edge to me going in that fight with Wilder. Is that he believes he's going to win.
What's your prediction?
I don't know.
It's hard to say, because Fury
I was telling people,
fights.
I was telling people, hey, ask me after the Pianetta fight. But then I'm watching the Pianetta fight, and I'm like, dude, he's just working. This is like a gym workout. And he's trying to move, and he's like, let me work this rust off. Let me get my timing back. And I saw flashes of it. I saw flashes of the ring general, the nice jab, the switch hitting stuff. A guy that tall and that rangy, that's going to be difficult. But here's the thing: Wilder's not like an orthodox, classically trained boxer like right. Well, he can get hurt.
But Wilder can punch.
Duhaupas was putting hands on Wilder. Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, Gerald Washington had some success just boxing an orthodox fight. I mean, it's not like Wilder isn't vulnerable.
JP, what's your prediction on that? Wilder or Fury?
Watching Fury yesterday, I think he was getting rounds in, but I'll just be different. I'll pick Wilder by KO. You know, the odds I think are out. I think Fury's slight favorite.
Fury's a
Fury's
favorite?
the favorite?
No way.
Confirm it.
I don't see how that's possible.
It's all the Brits.
I think that's hard to.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy.
I could be wrong.
I think Wilder should be the favorite, a strong favorite, to
Yeah,
be
I
quite
could be
honest.
wrong.
But,
He's been
yeah.
active. He's been fighting real guys. At least his last opponent was a real dude. Fury was out for 2.5 years, and then he fought 2 guys. A cruiserweight, and then, you know, an actual heavyweight. But that looked like sparring to me.
Let's see. They just released.
And not good sparring, not entertaining
Oh, you
sparring.
got the.
Just looked like work.
I didn't see. JP has the Ring magazine.
Oh,
Canelo
yeah.
versus
That's the
Golovkin.
first fight.
Winner take
Gotta
all.
do a better job next time. It's just like this little.
Yeah.
It's like remember back in the '70s, the iron-on patches that
The
you.
the artwork for the second one.
Well, I already have my plan because
Second artwork is
see
nice.
this shirt I
You
have
seen
as
it?
a poster. I have the poster of
Oh,
this
that's
as well.
awesome, that poster.
What I'm gonna do is double frame it when I get the second poster. So
Yeah,
I'll
we're
have-
gonna do that. We're gonna do a poster of this.
So I'll have this, and I'll have the second one. I'll do a double frame.
That's
Nice.
Richard Sloan does that
Yes.
artwork there.
Yep, I'll do a
He does
double
Yes.
good
frame.
job.
Have you seen? Have you received the latest mag?
He
I
does a
haven't.
great
I don't know. The editor was supposed to send me a few.
Oh, I'll give you. I'll give you all you want. Next
I know,
time.
since-
Next time.
Since
Yeah.
I work with the guy on the cover.
Okay, we should-
Who's the champion?
We'll.
Right? Who's the
Yeah,
champion?
we'll have to have dinner or something with Samir before he leaves for Kazakhstan.
All right.
I'll bring Samir
Oh, yeah,
some
we should do
quotes.
that.
I'll bring you some magazines.
Okay, so I have the answer for you. Thanks to Tom Craze, who's a great follow on Twitter out of the UK. Hey, Tom, he's at box_bet. He has a lot of good stuff, and he has shown the bookies in England are really struggling to split Wilder and Fury. Wilder, slight favorite with some, but most UK bookies actual pick'em, virtual
Wow.
pick'em.
Wow.
That's Fury. That's all
Well,
the
then
people
I tell you
betting on
what,
Fury, right?
I would bet Wilder at even money.
At this
I
point,
think
I
Wilder
would,
should be the favorite.
I would too, Doug. At this point, at that price, so we'll see what
It's
happens.
just-
It's
It's
just
hard
that
to
it
cut-
seems a little too soon for
It's hard to
for
count out
Fury to be
Fury.
coming back.
He's-
It is.
hard to
He's
count him out.
You're right.
unpredictable.
You know, Fury was dropped against Steve Cunningham.
Yes,
And
hard.
everybody jumped
Right.
off his bandwagon.
Yes.
And then he became the lineal
then he
heavyweight
beat
champion
Vladimir
of the world.
Klitschko, yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's a hard guy to count out.
Yeah.
He's
There were a
hard
lot
guy.
of strange things that night with the Fury fight, but you got to give it to him. He won the decision, and
It's a tough fight.
it's hard to count him out. He is awkward though.
He's awkward,
Yeah,
yes.
he's awkward.
They're both awkward in their own way. They're both
Yeah.
unorthodox in their own way. It's a hard fight to work out in your head style-wise. And part of that equation is that neither guy has ever shared the ring with somebody like their opponent for that night. Like, Wilder's never been in there with a guy who's taller than him with long-ass arms with that kind of style. And Fury's never been in with, like, a pure, crazy, wild puncher like Wilder. Like, with
There's-
that much athleticism, speed, and
There's
power.
another fight we just announced that I forgot we hadn't spoken about. We just announced it I think a couple days ago. 2 days before the September 15th fight is Kano
Ruslan
Pablo
Madrid.
Cesar Cano.
Oh, yeah.
versus Ruslan Medea.
That's a tough
Ruslan.
fight.
Trains by
That's great.
Abel
Yeah, that's
Sanchez.
ESPN, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
ESPN on Thursday night.
Great fight.
Yeah, Madiev
Hard Rock,
is a
right?
Triple G
That's at the Hard
understudy.
Rock, right?
Yeah, well, that's going to be fun.
That's going to be a
Renado's
great fight.
excited about that
So
fight.
all those fans, all the fans coming up for Las Vegas, make sure
Come
you
early.
get there by Thursday.
Yes.
So you can watch that fight
My
at the
son
Hard
is
Rock
rooting for
Hotel.
Ruslan. He
And
wants
then the weigh-in,
Medea.
and then the weigh-in on Friday.
That's good
Right,
matchmaking.
Coach?
Hey,
Hard
let me
Rock's
tell
one
you
of the
something
best
about
places.
the weigh-in. Coach and I went to the last weigh-in,
That was crazy, wasn't it?
and it was sold out. Now, what I mean by sold out is the weigh-in tickets are free, but you got to get there.
You got to get a ticket to get in.
You got to get a ticket to get in. We got one of the last tickets in. It was so great. It was so great. It
How
was
loud
so,
is that?
and it was so many Triple G fans, so many Canelo fans. So if you can, if you're in Vegas, even if you're not going to the fight, even if you're going to watch the fight closed circuit somewhere, like I did.
That's right.
I
The
watched
closed
weigh-in.
circuits just went on sale.
Yep, closed circuit. But go to the weigh-in if you can because it's an amazing experience. Amazing experience.
And then the Hard Rock.
And that's going to be at the T-Mobile. It's not going to
T-Mobile.
be at the MGM this time.
Yeah.
It's going to be at the T-Mobile
Fantastic.
inside the arena. on
In
Friday.
the arena.
Oh,
Inside
wow.
the arena.
That's
Really?
different.
Wow.
That's
Inside
different.
the arena.
Yeah.
And
Better,
again,
that's-
free to get in, but you got to get a ticket. You got to get a ticket.
ticket.
So you have to pay to get out.
That's right.
Sponsored by Tecate as the lead sponsor for that fight.
Be careful, Leo.
I have some Tecate right now.
There you go. So I think we covered everything, right?
Yeah, we
Coach, you
did.
don't have any more questions?
Well, we might do them later. We'll see.
So later.
Did you
Okay.
see? What did you think of Carl Frampton? Did
I
anybody
didn't
watch
see that
Frampton?
fight, no,
Yeah, I didn't watch
see
the
that
end
fight.
of it.
That
I
was on
watched
the
most of it. He looked
Belfast
good.
show, right?
He's good.
He's really,
Yeah.
I watched
he's
it.
really
I think he
Yeah.
can fight. I
And
like
so We want to wish Samir the best. Samir's
Yeah,
leaving
man, I'm
Thursday.
bummed out.
Back to Kazakhstan.
Won't be the
Thanks,
same.
We're
everyone.
gonna miss you, Samir.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll
We're
miss you all
gonna
too.
We're gonna miss our interpreter.
Yeah. I think Samir's the best
He
at it.
interpreted a number of times for
Yeah.
Triple G.
And he did it under high pressure situations.
And even for Ali Akhmedov.
Yep.
And was that like a surprise, by
That
the
was
way?
a surprise. I was
You
already
did great.
In the ring.
I thought you had good energy
That
and
was
everything.
after a few Chivas cocktails.
Samir, we're gonna miss you a
I
lot.
think if it's
Yeah.
good.
So tell everyone how they can follow you, all the boxing fans on Twitter.
Follow me at AZZ.
A-double-Z.
Yes.
Crypto and boxing.
Crypto boxing, finance.
I'm gonna be
Fitness.
DMing you. I'm gonna be DMing you in Kazakhstan. I'm gonna miss
For
you
sure.
being here on Sunday.
Yeah.
man.
Miss you all too. Thanks everyone for your support and for for your comments on Twitter. I actually got to know all of you there.
Here's the best.
And we're gonna stay in touch for sure.
Thank you.
For sure. I'm
Yeah,
glad that you were.
absolutely.
Hope to see
We
you
need
sooner
to
than
come
later.
back soon. Yeah.
That's
Or we
the
need to
plan.
visit Kazakhstan.
Or we need to go to Kazakhstan.
I'm down for that. Seriously. I'm down for.
Oh,
travel.
Kazakhstan, Astana turned out to be really nice. I've never been to Almaty, but I heard that's a very nice city too. I've been to
Yes.
Karagandar and Astana.
Cynthia's giving you a shout out. We're gonna miss you, Samir.
Oh, Cynthia, thank you.
We're gonna see you soon, I
miss you
hope.
too.
And even if Triple G's not headlining out
Cynthia,
there,
catch that next show,
yeah,
October 30th.
October 30th,
Start
Cynthia.
working on that
Awesome
costume.
cosplay.
Cynthia, October 30th, Halloween.
Yeah.
So, Samir, even if it's not Triple G headlining, there's a lot of good young fighters. We can come out to Kazakhstan and hopefully
Yep.
catch a card.
Absolutely.
Because they got Kanat Islam out there doing big things, and they got a lot of young fighters coming up.
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Okay.
And then we'll party.
Yeah,
Kazakhstan.
that's right.
Kazakh
Kazakhstan style. Okay, I gotta take my son. Coach, driving.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Drive like you just won the lottery, right?
Got to be
Let the
careful.
people in, wave them in. They'll make their day. They'll wave at you, and everyone's happy.
Cynthia's
And-
working
and
on
no
that
accidents.
costume, Tom.
Don't
Cynthia's
drive
working on that.
rush.
Okay.
Don't drive
Make sure you get the
rush
scissors
or
out,
stressed out or
Cynthia.
angry.
Tom, question: is HBO gonna replay the initial face-off for the second fight? Well, you can find that online, I'm
Face
sure.
off. There's we're working to salvage that footage. That's right. Yeah. I don't think it'll be on the HBO
One thing I
platform,
canceled.
but it'll be on their social media.
I
On
gotcha.
there. So yeah, they actually did a face off. That's when Canelo was.
Good
actually,
question.
In the same events at the same time.
So
with,
stay
with
tuned.
Triple G. Yeah. So stay tuned
tuned.
on that one.
So,
We got a lot of shoulder programming coming out. We got Mano a Mano, produced by Golden Boy. We got that Face Off. We got our that pay-per-view commercial. Oh, that's that green screen that Golden Boy kind of leaked the photo out.
Yeah.
Everyone was saying that Triple G looked like he was out of shape.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hand
We
you so I can
corrected
grab him.
that.
He's destroying over here.
We corrected that in with that 30-day weigh-in, the WC 30-day weigh-in. So
Yeah.
I think that's it. I think we're getting ready to sign off, right?
Hey, thanks for being
It's almost
here,
breakfast
Tom.
time. We worked up
Yes.
an appetite on the
We
track.
might run a little bit more,
A
folks.
little more jump
We're
rope.
gonna have Samir run some 400s back to back. Yeah, test his new diet.
Sure.
See what's
The
up with
keto
that.
diet. Keto. All right.
All right.